everybody. I wanted to do a quick video, introduce you to Darcy. This is Darcy. Darcy, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? I think that's her saying hi. This is Darcy. This is our almost 2-year-old daughter. That's Crosley in the background. You'll hear him a lot in our videos because he's always playing when we are trying to record. So Darcy just got a bath and we are going to head out on a walk soon. But I wanted to do a quick little video to talk about something that I don't think a lot of people like to talk about when going into foster care. No, they don't like to talk about it, no. And that is what fears they have. So I am going to talk about the fears that I have, and I think that John shares them to some extent. Yeah. You want to show them Moana? Where's Moana? Darcy's obsessed with Moana. And she's eating Cheerios. So I probably should have a little bit of a disclaimer for this video. First of all, we are going to be talking about sexual abuse. So if that is something that you don't like talking about, or not talking about, but listening to, then this probably isn't the video for you. And also, I probably am going to say something that is not, I don't know, not right. I'm going to speak in generalities, and I don't mean to offend anyone, or it's not my intention at all. I just want to be open and honest and kind of put you in my brain as a parent of a young child who is going to, welcome in kids into our home. Does that sound good, Darcy? Yeah. Do you want to say hi? Say hi. I think she likes seeing herself on the camera. So I think there's two big fears that I have going into this. The first is that we are going to bring a child into our home, and they are going to leave our home, without us adding any value, any positive experiences. Daddy. Yeah, that's Moana's daddy. Any positive experiences, and, whatever trauma they came in with, we're adding to that trauma because they'll, be displaced again. And, this is something that's an irrational fear. I know that we are capable of having a, safe and loving home for these children. So the training is, preparing us for the things that we don't know how to handle, but everything else is parental instinct. And, you don't have to be a parent to, have that instinct, but, that's Maui. Maui. As long as you have a good sense of what is right and wrong, and you have their best interest at heart, you'll be a great foster parent. So, I know that those chances are slim that, we're not gonna, provide these kids with a positive, experience, but, that's just an irrational fear of mine. And then the other fear, which is a very big fear, and hi. A very big fear. Here, let's wipe that nose. That's kind of gross. The biggest fear I think that I have, and I think that a lot of, families, parents going into this process probably think about, but don't want to admit out loud because it, kind of can come off a little selfish. And that's just the safety of the kids who are in your home right now, worrying about their safety. And I think, I think that there's a few things that contribute to that mindset. One is just the way that, the media and, TV shows, movies. Oh, hi. media and TV shows, how they portray foster kids. And, yes, kids... Well, thank you for sharing that, sweetie. I think everyone appreciates that. You want to eat your Cheerios? Yeah, okay. So, TV shows, movies, they depict foster kids as being, incredibly troubled youth and, incredibly violent and just acting out all the time. And, yes, all of these kids have trauma. We talk about that a lot. And, are they going to be the best behaved kids? Probably not. But they're still kids. And, it's unfair to assume that you are bringing someone in who is going to be abusive in any way. So I get that. But, even though rationally I know that, I still have this fear. And I think that comes from the fact that we are volunteering to do this. If anything were to happen, which of course there is a chance of that, and if anything happened to this little one, I would never be able to forgive myself because we asked for this to happen, to become a foster family and to, bring kids into our house. And, no, we don't know what exactly we're getting into. So that was a huge fear of mine. And even though you set parameters and you can tell the agencies, because we have a young kid, their safety is incredibly important. And so for that reason, we will not be able to accept, kids who are, acting out in a violent way, kids who are acting out sexually, who are any kind of a, perpetrator, essentially. And, that's all well and good, and we can say that, but sometimes these behaviors don't show up until, weeks later. And, that's something that we can't really, guarantee. So there's always going to be that chance. And again, you don't go into a training and, you talk about this and then you say, well, I'm more worried about my child, because that's not fair to the kids who are in the system and who are going to be coming into your home. So, that's Maui. It's not fair to them, but at the same time, I'm trying to be open and honest, and it's just something that we think about. And, by admitting that, I'd like to also share kind of how, how we've kind of gotten past that.
Mommy!
Yep, that's me.
Mommy.
Where's Darcy? She's pointing at herself. So the way that we've gotten past this is in large part to people who we've talked to, as well as the training that we've been going through. And I think that we're kind of unique because we have a younger child. And, I have a sense that a lot of foster families, they either, are foster parents and maybe they're empty nesters or they never had kids. Hi. I don't know what she's doing. Hi. They're empty nesters and they never had kids or something like that. Or you have like school age children or older. Thank you, sweetie. That's so nice. And you're bringing in other kids who are either younger than your kids or that have. Do you want down? No, you want to keep doing the video? Okay. So, or at least their kids, if you have a 10-year-old and you're bringing in a 14-year-old, at least that 10-year-old can properly, vocalize what could be happening, or different things that they pick up on that make them feel uneasy. Again, worst case scenario, if you had a kid who is acting out in some way towards your other kids. So I feel like we're unique because, Darcy can hardly talk, as you can tell.
Mommy.
See, she can say mommy, daddy, and some other words, but full sentences she can't really explain.
Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy's at work. He'll be home later. So,
Daddy.
that's something that we kind of worry about. She wouldn't be able to tell us if again, worst case scenario, something were to happen. And, the training has helped us in a few ways. So it reminded me of books where, you teach your own kids and, foster kids as well, but you teach them the proper names for their body parts. And that way they can be very, very direct with you. If, you ask them a question, they can tell you exactly what, someone touched or that sort of thing. So we're definitely going to enlist the help of a lot of books and teach Darcy those things, as well as our foster kids, in case anything were to happen to them as well. And, the other things, the same things that we're going to put into place for that foster child to feel safe in our environment, which is boundaries, setting, what did they talk about? Let me look back at my awesome notes. Respecting boundaries, teaching and stressing privacy, educating yourself, and that goes for your kids, age-appropriate education there. And then supervising and monitoring play. So you have to know what triggers to look for, what behaviors to look for, and just being present, being aware, and that's something that really can reassure you. Another few things that I'll just mention is they provided a list of common common things for certain ages. So like 0 to 5 years, preschool age. What is appropriate for them and their sexual curiosity? So yes, they're gonna touch their body parts or point at other people's. They might ask questions, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's Moana. You're feeding her a Cheerio? It's very nice. Thank you for sharing. And then you eat Moana. Wonderful. So, that kind of brought awareness to, if I didn't know what was common for Darcy's age, and all of a sudden she started, kind of giving us, we start seeing certain behaviors, now we at least know what's normal and what's not normal. Another thing is, something that, they mentioned offhand, but something we might do is, they have little alarms that you can put on doors, and it, is something that, you don't want to draw attention to it, but, like we have a 2-story, and so, yes, we have baby gates, but, whenever Darcy figures out how to open up her bedroom door, she could, go all over. Do you want down? No, you want to stay here? So we can put an alarm on her door that goes off if it's opened. So we can put that on at night, and that way, we're able to have some peace of mind that she's not leaving her room, and nobody's coming into the room. And again, it's I'll say this. I know that it's not fair to what? Will you smile? Smile. Will you show him how to wink? Will you wink? That's a good wink. Okay, let's not hurt Moana. So I understand it's not fair to make these generalities about children who are in foster care, or for any child for that matter. This is making me nervous about any kid, when Darcy gets to be school aged and she's having sleepovers, like I'm going to panic because again, it's just Mama Bear coming out being extra protective, and I'll feel the same way when, we have these other kiddos coming into our house. Yeah. But anyway, so I know that, it does not, if a child is physically abused, they're not necessarily going to abuse other people, and if they're sexually abused, they're not going to be a sexual predator. I do know that, and again, I think that's why people don't like to admit this, because as a fear, because they don't want to be looked at as, you know, not understanding. And I do understand, but it's just that instinct.
Mommy.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I got more. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that fear, and, you know, hopefully if maybe one of those fears is one that you have. Thank you. If one of those fears is one that you have, hopefully,
Mommy.
you know, me talking about it and being open and honest helps you get past that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, we're still so new at this. We haven't even had a placement. We're still working on getting licensed.
Mommy.
You're really enjoying this. Should we do more videos?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Mommy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we are going to leave it there and go for our walk. You want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we're going to go for a walk. If you like the video, please click the little thumbs up. And if you want to be updated when we come out with new videos, then make sure you subscribe. All right, Darcy, say bye.
Bye.
Bye.